Watch the legendary life of Emperor Sui Wen and Yang Jian in one breath. He is considered one of the few in history. Emperor without blemish. Mi Beizhou established the Great Sui dynasty, unified China, which had been divided for centuries, created the decree of the founding emperor. But some people say he is not virtuous. Win the world by bullying orphans and widows. You can be suspicious in your later years. It's just that the hero doesn't die well. People rise up. Here we go. Let us walk into the life of Emperor Sui Wen Yang Jian. Let me introduce you to a different Yang Jian. At 5 for 1. Yang Jian was born into an aristocratic family of Chinese descent. His father was Yang Zhang, Duke of Sui, the founder of the Northern Zhou dynasty. Yang Jian was killed by Jin Zhaoyan at the age of 14. Zhu Shan took refuge as Duke Cao. From then on, young Yang Jian began to enter the career path. At 555, Yang Jian, because of the credit of his father Yang Zhang, awarded the triad, Car General. At 557, Dagu's surname of one of the Bazhu kingdoms in the Northern Zhou dynasty. I took a fancy to Yang Jian, the eldest son of my old friend Yang Zhang. Think Yang Jian. There is a unique demeanor. So he took Nine Fang's 14-year-old daughter Dagu Jialuo, betrothed to Yang Jian, who was 10 years old and 7 years old. At 560, Northern Zhou dynasty Emperor Wu, and when Yang ascended the throne, Yang Jianren's little uncle, served as Suzhou, passed away. He was later transferred to the capital, 3 centuries by my mother's side. School name. At 568, after the death of his father Yang Zhang, Yang Jian inherited the title of Duke of Sui. At 573, Supervisor Yang and Yang Lihua was hired by Emperor Wu of the Northern Zhou dynasty as the crown princess. From then on, Emperor Wu had a family with Yang Jian and Li Yu. At 575, Northern Qin civil unrest. Emperor Wu dispatched Yang Jian to lead an army of 30,000. Yu Heichao defeats the Northern Qin army. At 576, Yang Jian personally conquered Northern Qin and Emperor Wu of Sui. Attack Yezheng. Destroy Northern Qin. Unify the North. Yang Jian is proficient in Machiavellian techniques, good at observing words and colors. Only with loyalty can one dare to win the trust of Emperor Wu, become its important assistant minister. This period, he has not only amassed a wealth of political experience, buried in my heart to unify the North and the South, a grand blueprint for ending troubled times. At 578, Northern Zhou dynasty Emperor Wu, and when Yang died, Prince Yu Wenyan ascended the throne as Yuandi of the Northern Zhou dynasty. Yang Jian's eldest daughter, Yang Lihua, was canonized as queen. Yang Jian is the father of the queen. He was promoted to the rank of general, grand sima, etc. Zhuandi every time he travels abroad. Let Yang Jin stay inward, making Yang Jin's status and prestige increasingly successful. At 579, Emperor Zhuandi Zhou's language fainted, passing the throne to his eldest son, Yuan Chan, 7. Changed the year name to general, self-proclaimed Emperor Tianyuan. Live in the harem, eat, drink and play with concubines and palace maids all day long. At 580, Emperor Zhuandi Zhou and Wen Yuan died due to excessive illness. On his deathbed, he broke his bones in the world between his favorite minister, Justice, and Liu Fa. Saijin and Wenchang are only 8 years old, and not Yang Lihua's own, so I asked Yang Jian to assist the government. Yang Jian for this nominal grandson Yuan Shovel. I really don't have much emotion. In addition to years of language test suspicion, there's an idea to do it. Emperor Zhuandi of the Northern Zhou dynasty died of Chinese fainting. Yang Jian is in full swing to prepare for the change of dynasty. First, let Yuan Shovel himself as the prime minister. Later, the opposition forces of the kings of Yuan and history were eliminated. Repromotion to King Sui. At 581, after Yang Jian forced Emperor Jing of the Northern Zhou dynasty to make good concessions in Chinese production, ascend the throne, Chengyu and Kai Huang, Dingguo named Da Sui, Emperor Wen of Sui dynasty. At 582, Sui when Emperor Yang Jian made the old city of Chang'an small. Dao Cicada for a long time. Dragon Head Garden in the southeast of Chang'an City moved into a new capital city. It's called Daxing City. At 583, Emperor Wen moved to Daxing City. Make Daxing. The city became the largest commercial city at that time. Princess Qianjin of the Northern Zhou dynasty, who married to the Turks in the same year. He tried to persuade Shapiro to avenge his family. The Turks invaded. Emperor Wen of Sui immediately dispatched troops to launch a counterattack against the Turks in 8 directions and adopt strategies that understand differentiation. Ultimately, the Turks were divided into Eastern and Western Turks. At 584, East Turkic, under the threat of the Western Turks and the Khedons, surrendered to the Sui dynasty, and honoring Emperor Wen of Sui dynasty Yang Jian as a Saint Khan. At 587, Emperor Wen of Sui, Emperor Zhao Ziliang, Zikongru dynasty is approaching. Annexation and repeal. Therefore, it was ready for the unification of the whole country under the jurisdiction of the South. Same year, Emperor Wen of Sui dynasty officially established a branch examination system, replaced the politics of Jupin Middle School. From then on, the entrants did not ask Emperor Wen. At 588, Sui Wen Emperor Yang Jian launched the battle to destroy the ministers. Order King Yang Huang of Jin to command more than 500,000 water and land armies. Go straight to the southern courtiers. At 589, Han Kanwu, the vanguard of the army, led the army. Attack Nanshan capital city Jiangkong. Captive minister. The fall of the southern courtiers. At 590, Nanshan's nearby clans and local tyrants. Mutiny everywhere. Emperor Wen sent a general, Yang Su, to lead a crusade. Finally succeeded in overcoming Quanzhou, destroyed the Jiangnan Bing Guan, and jointly with Mrs. Lingnan Xian to appease Lingnan Juhao prisoners. This military use, it has dealt a great blow to the powerful evil forces in the south, stabilized the reunification of the north and the south, ending nearly 400 years of division. After the unification of the whole country, Emperor Wen worked hard to govern. Stabilize people's livelihood, advocate frugality, advocate culture and education. Target rich countries first. It was the Sui dynasty, and they were very prosperous. The population has also increased by as much as 45 million. The history of the founding emperor. 600 AD. Late reign of Emperor Wen of Sui. Gradually more suspicious. Indiscriminate killing of heroes. And listen to the queen disregard Darrow's words. Prince Yang Yung was abolished. To establish King Yang Guang of Jin as crown prince, buried the scourge of the kingdom. At 602, after the death of Queen Dugu, Mrs. Xuanhua Chen, Ronghua's wife Tsai, all received the favor of Emperor Wen of Sui. At 604, Emperor Wen of Sui was sick and lived in Renshu Palace. Prince Yang Guang took the opportunity to fly away from the noise. Madame Sui Wen was furious when she saw it. Prepare to abolish Yang Guang's crown prince. Go to establish Yang Yang as the prince. After Yang Guang learned, a ship will intercept people. Replace all 10 people in the palace with their own people. It also prohibits anyone from entering or leaving the Human Hand Palace. Soon after, Emperor Wen of Sui dynasty, Yang Jian, abandoned and died. 64 years old. Yang Jian died 15 years later. The Sui dynasty was completely destroyed. The inheritance he has amassed. In the end, it was left to the Tang dynasty.